Yeah, I mean, I think last time we spoke too, we talked about everybody has to go through their own, how many other phases of processing what they get and have to deal with their own emotions, right? It's not, everybody can be on the same journey to processing anything, any information whatsoever, especially if it's very emotion driven. And if it's very foundational to the way they've always seen things, right? Like culturally. I mean, I know we're going to talk about another topic around, like, culturally, we all define what men are supposed to do, what are women supposed to do, or it's like, and I'm sure still, I mean, I haven't been to India in the last few years, but I'm sure that there's a pride association with, oh, my firstborn is a male versus a female, right? And that's, I know in my generation, people are like, oh, I have a son, right? It's like, it's, that's kind of how I see it. It's there's lots of those parallels that you can draw, and I've seen disappointments in parents' faces, right? Um, and also like vice versa, right? It's like they've also seen like the most unexpected amount of acceptance as well. Like, yeah.
And currently we're such in a challenging time nowadays, because there's a lot of stuff happening around this, let me call it this way, like sexual identity revolution, right? Where we're starting to break all these ideas that we have and that we've grown with. And there's a lot of confrontation. Yeah. And exactly right now is where I invite each person that probably is listening to this to just listen. Don't try to stop yourself and just listen what the other person is telling you, right? And in under this respectful environment, let's just agree that we're going to disagree, right? And that it's going to take us time to understand all the changes that we're going through, again, in general, because we're questioning our roots. We're questioning our culture. Yeah. And that is a pretty hard conversation to go through, right? But you don't need to be right or wrong. Just listen and try to make the best of those conversations to actually, like, not relate, but be together, like have a nice relationship there, whichever it is, But we're going through a pretty big revolution.
Yeah, and I think my 2 cents there is seek to understand is what I usually tell people. Is like I'm always seeking to understand. I think it's part of also like good allyship is seeking to understand, because I don't know what blind spots I have till somebody like smacks me on my head and tells me like, dude, like really, dude, like really, right? I want somebody to be able to do that, but to be able to do that, you need to surround yourselves with people who'll be raw and open and transparent with you, right? And will tell you, will call it as they see it, right? So you always need to be surrounded by the very niche group of individuals who you can trust to keep it straight with you. They'll, and I know friends of mine who will just call me and say, Umesh, that was not cool, dude. Like, seriously, like, dude, not good.
And also what? I'm listening to you and it just came to my mind, this part of the privileges, because we forget some of our privileges. And when we actually are conscious about where we stand at from privileges, then we also can start understanding where the other people is located, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, I don't know what you're going through because my privilege is not allowing me to see that thing. But walk me through it. What is what you're living? Help me understand, right? And from there, then, as you said, we create this allyship. Because yes, I will never understand what are you going through, but I'm willing to listen to you and see what is the best that I can do. to make this world better. Because at the end, that I think it should be our ultimate goal: make this world better.
Completely agree.